It's Invictus against Cativor against the Mongols. They've won the other 3 times. But the track record in this specific matchup, currently IHC have been winning. And so where do things go sort of this time around? Sure, you start on the CT side. There is absolutely every chance that, you know, maybe you can get yourself involved and get back into things. But having said that, you know, we're talking about IHC here, a team that does not lose on Nuke by the looks of things. And so as we head into the action here, all eyes on IHC for their response. Wings up, of course, a map up to none. But we know what IHC are capable of here on this map.
That's no question. CT side, will it be enough of a buff for Wings up to be able to start things off? And over towards right, they're going aggro. Kabal gonna find the opener as well. Land drops down, Goomba stomps him, but he went with a bullet to the head.
Not ideal, and IHC can burst towards lower. Wings up, down the man. Can Martin put any dents in the side of IHC? Well, he's looking to do so with the USP. Double door swung open and score to take him down. And we're down to the bare bones. The carcass of Wings up just being chewed at by the IHC animals. And that is that done and dusted. It's the pissed around for IHC.
It has to be. I mean, it's only gas. He had a sublime, I say, or substantial performance towards map number 1. This will require something special. It's a 1 versus 4. He has found himself the first and the second too. Hang on a second. No way. No way he's able to turn this around. Time is ticking, so we need to get on it right here, right now. I don't think there's a kill waiting for him. Has to clear the close positions. They do so. Won't be able to. Bartak finishes things off. IHC pick up the first pistol round.
Nicely done. Very, very nicely done for IHC to kickstart their campaign here on Nuke. Of course, Mirage could have gone their way. I think they'd know that as just as much as we do as well, is that we're in a position where, like, Mirage could have been theirs. It isn't. So now they're out for blood. They're out for revenge. And that is a good start, especially on the T side of Nuke as well. When we talk about it being the harder of the two, that is a good way to kick things off.
Agreed. I think now for IHC, this is a dream start for them. But of course, they did have that exact same start towards map number 1, and we know how that ended. So for the time being, we're not going to be too overzealous. And of course, we know what Wings Up can do on a low buy. I mean, they won 3 1/2 in the previous map. So I'm not going to count them out just yet. But I feel like this is more of a throwaway round. And this sort of round, it's a gamble stack down towards B. Realistically, they're just playing to potentially find a couple of frags and use it as a bit of an extended attack pause.
Bomb set down. Every chance that Wings Up, of course, will lose this, but it's just the amount of money that Score is going to make with this Mac 10. Molly, oh, slightly shy. I was going to say it would actually harm them if that was to be the Molly that landed, because Annihilation won't get traded. Nice shot, brilliantly taken care of. That Gas finds one with a Deagle. Upgrades to the Galil in the process as well. But of course, this is an eco. It's a full buy in the next for Wings Up, and they are going to run right at them here. Score. He's going to collect one with the Mac 10, a second for the Galil, and the last with the AK or Blitz. 2 casualties, but that's good for both.
And so far, so good, I guess you could put it as. Things are looking decent for IHC in terms of a strong start. It's more of a question of how far they can take this. I mean, you know, we've already seen really kind of substantial starts from IHC before that have fallen a little bit flat, fizzled out at times. We saw it on Mirage. Same thing can be said here coming in towards Nuke. I don't want to get too overzealous. Well, back to our cams though. Hello, back to our and back to the game.
Back to
we
the
love
game.
to see it.
Yeah,
what can IHC find?
Because we were having a quick chat in the Discord. We were just, you know, we had the Discord notice in the top left. Anyone noticed? There you go. Just a quick one. The blooper, mates. You got to spice things up, keep things interesting here, and that's what we're here to do, mate. Have a good time watching the finest Asian Counter-Strike. We'll boil up to these last few maps.
You can see in me as well, when I comment it, I lean in. I need to, I focus.
Yeah, I know, mate. You properly, I sit back. So like, no, I'm just in my chair the whole time. I don't lean in. That's
hard scoping the mini map.
Yeah, I know, man. I know.
Watching rotations like a hawk.
Yeah,
like a hawk.
Mate, so you just got to get a headset, you know, like I do, because then it doesn't matter where you stand. Doesn't matter, you know, I'm moving around right now. Not that you can see, but like, you know, I can move everywhere, and it sounds the same. You don't have to lean in as much. You can, you know, full reclining in your chair. I've been there before. Never cut back to me, fortunately. Like, in the moment, sort of like cut back to me, recline. But, you know, I've been there. I don't do it anymore. It's bad for the posture, so...
oh, my posture's terrible.
Upright in the chair, mate. And speaking of upright, it's a kill that, well, very easily given to land. But he's got to dip in a second time, and this time is just as clinical, if not more so. 2 kills for him, a third in fact land, drops the bomb as well, and IHC, they are met with resistance here on the 4x of Wings Up. Annihilation good for 2, but the HB combined sitting at 54, now dropped to just 50, as it's Annihilation against 3, and Martin has them both dead to right. Beautifully done.
Easy. Really, really well played. I mean, it's that land double opener. That's the one that makes the most sense to really kind of solidify that round going in favour of Wings Up. So simple, so effective. Finds 2, falls back, doesn't overextend, doesn't try and overcomplicate things. He buys a bit of time for the rotation to come through, and he forces IHC to sort of space out a little bit, and due to that, it really causes quite a few issues. Now, for the time being, I think what we do see is for IHC, a little bit of a middling buy coming through where, you know, a Galil AK-47 and then just a few pistol support.
Lance found the opener. Looking good already for Wings Up in their retaliation. Their response on the CT side while losing the pistol, I think it's safe to say it's looking pretty good for them now that they've got themselves a way into this game and back into this map, I guess. Wiggling their way back through. Well, here we are. Smoke towards outside. IHC zipping it quick.
For the time being, anyway, IHC back down towards Seeker. They're going to give it a second attempt now because first time outing wasn't what they had hoped for.
Having a little jump spot. There you go. Picks up on 1. Wings Up Gaming just delivering even further information, confirming IHC they are towards lower. Scores low HP as well, and the spam through this smoke could be absolutely catastrophic, but actually it's not so much. The Tech-9's found one, the Deagle the other. Martin keeping some normality, but 3 kills in this round. It's a force buy, don't get me wrong, but that is a brilliant beginning, and Annihilation isn't done just yet. If he catches Bingo on good timing, the smoke's about to fade though. He does get the first, and he's able to shut the door as well. ChildKing gonna make noise, goes in as Annihilation wins it all. A 1v2, 3k in the round, Neo. 3-1, IHC turn things around. That is insane.
Fair play. I mean, Annihilation in that situation as well. Before he even found his first kill, he got dinked through the rafters. So it was looking like it was done and dusted. But I mean, credit to him to be able to kind of calmly, collectively reevaluate that situation. And on top of that, isolate the fights. I gotta give him the credit.
Yeah, and look at what it does to the Wings upside. Like, just punctures them completely, wins them in its entirety. 4 Deagles and a USP. Martin going for damage, and it's Blitz's back 10 to kick things off. Easy as, mate. Swipe in, easy as, and they've checked into this round, and they've checked back out because it's going to be 4-1.
Yeah, it has to be ChildKing gonna find one more. For the time being, though, I think as this bomb goes down, we can more or less confirm that I actually should just close this one out. I really can't see a way back in for Wings Up here. Just save what they can, try and get an exit frag.
Absolutely. Bomb is going to continue to tick away. Doesn't change much. Wings Up Gaming will have no chance at retaking this round. And I'm surprised they don't commit. Okay, sure, like, the worst you could do is give up a Mac 10. Or, like, give the Mac 10 money, right? But the best you could do with these 2 Deagles in the Galil is a healthy amount of damage, you know?
That's
One
it, yeah.
kill in the trade of all 3 players for Wings Up. I mean, for example, you take down Annihilation, that's 2.7k on the AK, the extra 1,000 for the armor, the molly and the flash. You're looking at what, like $4,000-5,000 worth of utility and weaponry for the expense of 2 Deagles in a Galil. It's a very valid trade.
No, exactly that. The only thing that does concern me, though, is that Nuke is generally seen as one of the most CT-sided maps in the pool, and the only argument before that was Ancient, but with the new changes, I think Ancient's going a little bit more even, which would, you know, give the throne back over towards Nuke's being so CT-sided. 6 rounds is normally good enough for me on the C side, and they're already up to 4.
Yeah, I think we've kind of expected this, right? We knew as soon as we headed into Nuke sort of how good this looks, right? How good the story is painted for IHC, because this event so far, they're yet to lose Nuke, right? I think is the stat line that we can throw out there, is that IHC in this event in-house, not only have they not lost a game on this map, interesting enough, of course, they've played the 2nd least amount overall, but actually on Nuke, they're the highest rated team, and by 0.2 extra over everyone else at a minimum. So, You know, I want to throw that one out there. And on an individual level, Annihilation over the 2 times that we've seen him play has an average of a 1.66 rating.
Not too shabby. I think it's probably the best way to put it. I mean, it's looking pretty good for the time being. You look towards individually as well, wings up, they're crumbling. Martin gonna forward, lands a ball attack, bomb to go down, post one as we said that momentarily. Lands post up with an AWP, but it's not really gonna cause too much of an issue. They know where he is.
Man, caught out low, HP, score. Somehow not finishing his dinner. I think that's okay, because this would have forced Wings Up away anyway. They don't want anything to do with this round. Bingo will find one emerging through the ventilation system. That'll be kabal that rides the ladder to his death. And oh, Lan. Not bad to find one more. The nade looking to be dropped in, scoped in, missed shot though for him. And I think that'll be the end of that.
Oh, Bob's your uncle. That one's going to be closed down. A bit of a save coming through here from Wings Up. Again, don't really blame them. Those 2 rifles as well, you've got to keep them ticking across. Their long-term economy isn't the best, isn't the most stable of a situation over towards Wings Up. Hence, obviously, attack pause being called here. But I think the call for attack pause is more along the facts of that, well, they're 5-1 down. And they're on the CT side, which is not a great place to be in by any means. Things aren't looking good, say the least, towards Wings Up. IHC is starting to pull away on their T side. And it's getting to a very uncomfortable state where the question of too little too late is beginning to become a bit of an issue in my mind. Because if you start falling this far behind when you're on the more prevalent CT side, and we know how much teams can struggle on the T side, this could be a very quick map number 2.
Could indeed. IHC's pick off to the best possible start, and for Wings Up, I feel like this is already desperation here. This is already Wings Up Gaming going, you know what guys, hold on, like, we've really got our hands tied here. Money's a big issue, our success is a big issue, sort of the percentages that we're proving, and already this round, oh my god, ChildKing nails kabal to the floor. Blitz will trade a 4v4 sure, and damage is done, and in fact, that's for the second. As soon as I open my mouth to talk down about the Wings Up CT side, they have a real good chance of winning this round. They go aggressive, they catch IHC by surprise. A bit of fortune for the Deagle, but fortune goes a long way in this game, and it might just be the demise of IHC.
Oh, Blitz finds a one missed shot as well.
How? What?
I think there's a little bit of CSGO there. You really do hate to see it. Blitz is extremely fortunate to stay alive, as he's now left 12 points of HP, alongside score, but bingo. Oh no, there's no way they expect this. Doesn't matter, laboured spray, score punishes. He doesn't even take a point of damage.
2v2. Ends like this. You would hate yourself if you're on the side of Wings Up Gaming in this position and still end up losing this round. So I've got to make sure that this next angle, this next opportunity is taken, and they absolutely run with it. Silence. 30 seconds to go. Lobby control is taken by Lan, but as he moves forward, behind him creeps in IHC, and timing, oh, it could not be on Gas's side either, because the big man of Blitz is moving towards heaven. He also is moving in. Game of timing, and Blitz will win it. Lan against 2. He's in on Lobby, but I heard the smoke from main, and he knows the player's coming from heaven as well. Will scope in, another missed shot. He's going to try and charge. The bomb plants are down, but there's not enough time to find them both to try and isolate these one-on-ones. It's just not going to happen, and they win the round from what an unlosable position. Wings Up Gaming, they concede a 6th.
Yeah, it looked like an unlosable position, and on top of that, it's very, very uncharacteristic misses from Lan. I mean, he has been a bit of a stoic god, kind of for the majority of these last couple of days, right? One of the real shining lights of Wings Up Gaming. And that was a rough showing in towards round number 7. I mean, not exactly at all what we expect from him with the AWP. Missed shots, more or less losing the round. And IHC extend the lead to 5.
Decent damage so far done. First kill and a little bit of tag up onto Blitz and Annihilation. Most players now one-shottable to the M4A1S and the M4A4. Wondering at this point in time, what does IHC's approach look like? They've been the man down before, they were in the previous. How do they change things up once more and put themselves back out on top?
It's like sort of in this scenario, this is the first time they've been on a disadvantage, but with no map control. And that's the biggest thing. Now it's about gaining that map control back, but Lan's going aggro. And with this AWP, he might get a freebie here. Bartek surely doesn't expect this sort of aggression with the AWP.
Still having a look, still trying to get aggressive, still looking for the kill. But IHC have read into it, and with that numbers level, not ideal, Neo. Not ideal whatsoever that they found themselves in this sore spot.
Be careful right now as well. ChildKing going to drop down from that sort of elevated hot position and try and deny any presence coming through. It's all about him individually. Main, hot, single door splits. He won't even be good for one. It's Bingo for a double.
Nicely done that he's able to pick up more as Bingo. A kill stole away. Annihilation 1v3. Good for the first. Still needs more. Molly dropped in towards backside. He's picked up an AK. He's checking the wrong ways. Hasn't collected the bomb. Does he have enough time to drive down the vent? He probably did. But Martin's got him dead to right before he makes the great escape. And with that comes a second. But the underlying tone is we're 8 rounds in. And Wings Up Gaming only have 2 of them here on the CT side. It's not ideal on any degree.
It's a thing of, yeah, it's better, but it's still not great, is it? I mean, it's still them being 4 rounds behind. I actually have already hit my golden number of 6. They got 6 rounds on the C side, and in my eyes, that is enough in most situations. That plus a pistol round in the second half, and you are swimming in luxury. For the time being, I think Wings Up, they need to continue this form, and quickly.
Settling in maybe for a slower default, but Annihilation lining up some hut utility, and the molly will be dropped in on top of it. One towards backside, and Bingo caught blind, so he's going to be cooking in the flames. ChildKing, he's not needed to the play because outside finds 2. Gas, he's good for the double. Blitz will respond with one of his own, but the M4 awareness of Bingo will eventually seek him out through the smoke. And with that, a man advantage gathered. Lan in the vents. Annihilation, if he decides to dip down, that's his life dead, because Lan is so expecting of this play.
He's waiting. Could even potentially go knife out as well. I mean, if he drops on his head, it's a freebie for him. For the time being, though, we hold and wait. So slow here. Bomb to be planted. How do they hold this in a 2 versus 3? Damage down towards Kabal too, so he doesn't really want to be too overzealous himself. Lan might get up vents for free.
Kabal moving in behind. Let's have a look. He's got the flank. He's got the read. He's got the timing. The bomb is tapped. Annihilation has to swing. He has to swing, and he's good to pull it off. And Kabal will find another. It's stopped by Martin. He hasn't swung. He hasn't moved. There's such little time. But he's got the round anyway, Kabal. And the discipline from heaven rewards him with a 7th.
My God, that was close, though. The stick was the great idea. You don't expect it to stick in that sort of situation where they both know where each other are. You kind of expect to tap it, play around, and he just about swings in time. IHC extend the lead to now 5 rounds, 7-2. They have built up a wealth of a T-side. They're now 1 round away from guaranteeing a lead heading into the second half on their T-side, and Wings Up have no buy to counter it.
Nade lobbed in, but more importantly, a fast play out. 5-7, good for the first here. It's actually ChildKing's eagle to collect it. Looking for more, but Annihilation finding 2. Gas is going to be sussed out as Annihilation makes it 3. And that is an 8 for IHC. Guaranteed success at the halftime whistle.
Yeah, easy. Very, very easy for IHC. Lead up to 6. Things looking comfortable now in the IHC camp. We mentioned that maybe Mirage was a little bit of a slow start, but generally speaking, they're a very, very good Nuke side, and, well, they're showing it. I mean, so far, their Nuke has been more or less unstoppable, I think is one way to put it. And you just got to get really worried for Wings Up, to be honest.
Me too, mate. That is a harsh reality to settle into, isn't it, if you're on Wings Up? You know Nuke is a pretty good map for IHC. But this good? Yeah, it's got to sting. That really has got to sting. See what they're made of here in round 11, though. If they can turn things around, we've got an AWP setup, we've got a plethora of M4s, we've got utility with it as well. This is their chance. This is their opportunity here, Neo. Just put themselves on the board, make things look a little more competitive.
AWP shot missed towards our side. Land doesn't really have that control. Gas gonna come in for support, but he's smoked off too. Things are looking too Too comfortable for the seat side towards our side, but it doesn't matter. IHC, they're wrapping back into his lobby.
Definitely. One that Gas can profit from. Look at this positioning. ChildKing, though, actually finding the kill. Now that is pretty ideal for him. Finding that man up, but do they know Scores slipped the net and gone right down? That's the big question. It doesn't matter. Martin on ramp, he's found a second. Is this where Wings Up get themselves back into this game? Because a third kill and no response. Finally, kabal to unsettle the nerves, but he's only good for the single. And that is going to be a third on the board for the Wings Up side. The gap down to 5. But when you say that and you look at who's on what side, IHC are in every position to relax right now.
We said, I mean, holding, waiting, just keeping hold of, I guess this numbers advantage they've got. It's all about don't allow Score to isolate these fights. That's all they have to do. It sounds so simple, but we've seen a couple of failed attempts already. Score's got a bit of information to go off. Now they know exactly where he's coming from too. The nade from hell. Let's keep on with that AK-47. That's all that matters most. Wings Up, find a third. Just off the back of time itself. But for IHC, they were caught in two minds of how they wanted to play that. Bit of presence towards our side didn't quite work. The ramp progression didn't work either. And then doubling back into his lobby, but it was too little, too late for any of them to be found quite comfortably. And, well, it all fell apart.
$8-3. The money actually surprisingly low for IHC in this round. And by the looks of things, they are sending it fully towards the A site. 1 kill for ChildKing. Bartak, he's able to find one beforehand, though, so the number's still level. Oh, Blitz!
Wow.
That is a corker of a shot. And already, 4v3. IHC, sure, they're down, but they're not out.
No, not at all. One planted. Post by trying to set up. Gas gonna find one of his own. Score will fall. Not a bad shot at the least, but the molly will keep him at bay. Annihilation drops ChildKing, so numbers back in favour of the T side in this post plant. Looking good.
Flashes in. Molly forcing Blitz away, but he's still tucked in this corner. He's still in such a good spot right now. And there we have it. They move away to save. Wings Up Gaming done. It will be a night to the ball for the IHC boys. Right back to their ways. That is impeccable to see how well they did with that. And Blitz, honestly, VIP. In fact, the MVP of the round. Doesn't matter what else happened. The fact that he gets that kill on the ramp player so quick is the reason why they win that. Because if there's any more delay, the rotates happen quicker. Wings Up Gaming probably get a couple more kills. And this round looks completely differently. It's literally the first bullet out of his mag as soon as he counter-strafes. And he gets the kill.
It's unique stuff. I mean, Blitz, he has been a really good kind of shining light, hasn't he? I mean, so far, he's one of those players that they've heavily relied on IHC in terms of the entire series. Even this last entire weekend, right? He's been so, so good and still continuing. In towards Nuke on the T side. A dominant factor. 9 rounds on T side Nuke. I mean, this for me is already looking done.
Fair chunk of util used early on by both teams. Wings Up trying to show enough utility to deny the early pushes. Same time, Wings Up, they also would have taken a little bit of damage to the mollies towards top hut, the early molly towards main as well. And they settle in the 5v5. No early swings, no audacious peaks for IHC. Calculative counter-strike that they're trying to profit from.
Just for the time being as well, they don't need to do anything too overzealous. IHC in a fairly decent position. They've got a minute to work with too. Outside smokes coming forward as well. Denies or at least draws attention over towards Secret. Gas is there ready and waiting. Like a snake in a pit looking for to pounce, but won't be given the chance.
Molly forcing them away even further with the final 45 seconds left. Surely they've got to get a move on at some point, Leo. I'm hoping, you know, they want to edge it in towards the A site. They will do exactly that. The tag onto Bartak. The AWP, I do believe, catching him for 96 will not be enough to take him down. And in the final 30 seconds, Annihilation to swing and find the first. Bingo and Lambo with kills. Bartak and Annihilation back in business, but Gas sprays them both down. And with that, a hat-trick. It's a 4th on the board for Wings Up. A lot happened there, but with 2 surviving, Wings Up will close the gap back down to 5.
Yeah, it was hectic, right? Very, very hectic. But Wings Up are able to sort of deal in the chaos. It works in their favour. They pick up a 4th heading into the penultimate round of the half. IHC The buy for the first time in a long time, not actually the most comfortable, even despite them carrying a 5-round lead. It's been made expensive at times, even when Wings Up do lose the round. So at least they're keeping their economy in a somewhat standard position. Comfortable full buy for them, though.
Bingo, he'll find one. A second kill for Martin. While blind, just spamming away. The USP won't find more. Bingo is available for a second, but that's all she wrote for his life. A 3 versus 2. Gas now positioned on towards B, the lower site, behind the silo. He's just going to be jiggling back and forth between the two angles. But IHC aren't interested towards lower. They change their direction back up towards A.
3-2 in terms of the player count. And the two remaining T side are making their way towards outside. Might see a sort of a main heaven wrap coming through here. It's more of a question, do Wings Up expect this? With the setup as well, they're looking like they do. It's his main player of Blitz who has a lot on his shoulders.
Lan, he's found the first of 2 required. Blitz, last man left with the bomb in his hand. He's going to be peeking in. Lan going to be caught off guard. There is an eventual trade, or is there? It's damage but no kill. ChildKing now going to be forced in on Hut. The flashbang is deep. The spam always pretty good. 12 bullets left, but ChildKing has it covered. It's a 5th on the board for Wings Up here in the penultimate round of the first half. And heading into number 15, money for the T side isn't the greatest, so 6 might be the calling here for Wings Up.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, for them to turn things around to a 9-6 is actually fairly decent, because how things started, it really wasn't too good. It was looking like Wings Up were going to get completely rolled on their CT side and trying to claw it back on T side. But no, I mean, they've actually somehow made it at least a little bit less embarrassing, where it's a bit of a contest coming forward. Either way, as you mentioned, the buy into round number 15 for IHC really isn't too comfortable.
(9-5). Lan taking a bit of damage early on. Gas going to drop in the molly. That isolates kabal for an easy pick-in. First kill found and another smoke drops. And sure, it might entice them to go closer than they to try and offset that as best as they can. This just holds them at bay, and IHC already down to 4. Not ideal to start this round.
Not great for the time being. I mean, it is that low buy. Even though it's the final round, you can't have too much hope in them finding a 10th here. This would require something monumental. But are you two going to drop in? Gas down 25, in fact, and the orb gets deleted! Lan, good night! Gas going to find a double, and that's the bomb dropped.
Nice kill from ChildKing. Annihilation left alone, and it indeed will be 6. It's Wings Up. Despite early troubles, the turmoil turns to success. As with 50 seconds left, the AWP needs to find 4, and that is just a stretch too far. Neo, we're going to be going to a break. When we are back, of course, the second half, it is a big chase to the finish line for Wings Up. Can they get it done?
Hey Future Pros! I saw Big doing a nifty little boost on Nuke during the European Minor Open qualifiers, so I thought I'd quickly show you all how to recreate it. To do this boost, you'll need 2 Future Pros and 1 AWP. Future Pro number 1, you'll be acting as the stool. It's important work and your contribution is appreciated. Run over and hop onto the far left railing and crouch down. When Future Pro 2 is on your head, stand when they jump and then just chill out. Future Pro number 2, you will get to have all the fun. Follow Future Pro 1 and get onto their head using the close railing. Jump again to allow your stool to stand. Now aim towards this gap and line yourself up so this railing lines up with the edge of the direct close wall. Position your scope so you're aiming just below the painted blue section. Then fire your AWP when the timer is just about to change from 148 to 147. Here you can see the exact moment when CSN made his shot. And that's it. With a bit of luck and a willing teammate, I'm sure you can hit this shot at least 1 in every 100 rounds. Good luck.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half underway. IHC hold a 3-round lead, and they now head on to the much more favoured CT side of Nuke. So I'd say, Ryan, for me, things are looking very good for IHC.
Indeed. Now on the CT side as well, things, well, supposedly only get any easier for them here on out. So that's what they're looking to do. Blitz will find the first score, looking to find a second. He will do exactly that, but for Wings Up, it's gone 4 for 2 out towards A, and they got themselves a 3v1.
Kabal gonna be able to find himself one. Land all four. A little bit of damage dealt, but for the time being, by trying to isolate these fights, and will he be able to do so? Answers no. Martin, the B250 at range. Crouched in, deletes him, 7th on the board, Wings Up, take the second pistol round. Dream start for them on their T side.
Yeah, really nicely done. I mean, obviously, they're a map up to none. This isn't their map pick. The pressure's quite off them right now, and it's all on IHC. So to win that pistol, you know, the forward-facing point is Wings Up now have a chance on this T side to close the gap and, you know, really provide some pressure to IHC, which, you know, sometimes that can be a good thing, sometimes a bad thing. You know, diamonds are made under pressure, that's what they all say. Then again, this round, IHC left with just USPs, so not expecting a world fall here, Neo. I think a couple of kills will do, and for Wings Up, keeping as many of these rifles alive is something that's in their best interest.
Yeah, I'm not expecting too much here. Martin with a double opener, so easy, just USPSs. You can't really expect too much. Annihilation just rounds off one, and a dink.
Nicely done. No. Blitz finds a second. I mean, listen, the damage is okay. The damage is, you know, acceptable, to say the least. Plenty of time to amend their mistakes, but with an AK in Blitz's hands, definitely damage could be done. They're just going to be at limitation to stop that. Bingo punching in the digits. Blitz, I mean, from his position, I wouldn't be surprised to see if he runs towards T-spawn and just saves the gun.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really need to do anything too special here, too heroic. Just keep hold of the AK-47. It's an absolute gift in this rubber position, especially them being on the CT side as well. Even more so. Keep hold of what they got, and we can have conversations towards the round after. Wings Up are going to be able to ship that deficit away to just one with an 8th on the board here. The question is, does Score find anything on the exit? I don't think he will. If they overextend, though, oh no. Turn back round, he gets one. No gun for the time being. He will be dropped, but hey, you take a Zeus all the same.
Mate, it's just the scream is enough. You don't even get money for killing someone with the Zeus, which is unfortunate. But it's the principle over meaning, isn't it? It is very much the principle over meaning. 8-9, sure, Wings Up closing the gap, but more importantly, the damage done to that T side in the eco. Brilliant.
It's enough, isn't it? It is enough. I mean, to walk away with that amount of kills after what is a nothing investment, you take that. All the same. Deficit down to 1. Wings Up. They're so close to tying this game back up. And on T side too.
Indeed. Round 18. Chance for IHC, of course, as you said, to get equalised upon, but just to prove their dominance on the CT side here of Nuke. Lan, a bit silly, just runs out, uses the underarm of the flashbang, tries to get a couple of kills, and he's just met with death. A certain 4v5 now as the M4A4 of kabal, looking to pick up the pace, and unfortunately for him, he's just going to try and slip the net as best as he can. The AWP was in for support Annihilation, but a missed shot forces him away. And actually Wings Up, despite being the man down, have a fairly decent amount of control.
Down towards ramp as well. They can just play nice and aggro. Kabal as best he can. Tap's going to come through. Not going to find too much as well. ChildKing got the bomb in hand. He's to get across. Swing in. Martin punishes.
4v4. Score's got to be careful, but he's able to find one. And a second kill for Score. I don't know why Bingo's looking the other way. Gas now going to try and find the trade, and he will be good for that. Just trying to line up the headshot, making sure it's an insta-kill and that he doesn't mess up the mark. Well, 2v3, still doable for Wings Up. The gun barrel spotted, Gas given a chance, and he will capitalise. And now we're 2v2, Neo. I didn't expect it to get this close. I thought IHC were in driver's seat from minute 1. But actually now it's all up in the air. And with that bomb already halfway ticked and no kit on these remaining 2 players, this has to be a save. This is it. IHC back in. It's an equalizer.
Yeah, keep on with what they got. I mean, Blitz going to go aggro, try and deny ChildKing of anything. Won't be able to do so. This AWP definitely can't even afford anything to be dropped. Yeah, hang on a second. We'll drop Martin in the end. So not the end of the world, I guess you could say, for Wings Up. Yes, they lose everybody, but they hit the round. That's what matters most. Round in their favour. And things looking pretty decent as we've tied this game back up 9 rounds apiece. For IHC, it's not been the dream start to their CT side. Their T side was formidable from start to finish, but the CT has been a little bit lackluster so far.
And to think after IHC was sort of the best team to qualify for the major, right? Like, they earned their place in the major. To not be able to make ESL Challenger Melbourne, that would be a massive kick in the gut for them and a huge setback to everything that they've put in and the effort that they're making to be the best in their local scene. And while IHC are going to be looking to use innovation to get themselves on the board. A brilliant double from Blitz, Gas and Lamb, both with kills though. And with that comes a bit of responsibility for the 5-7 and the CZ to try and pick up the pieces. Annihilation Zorp will be the backbone to this round though, and something they desperately need to lean on. But Score, he's able to find one. Not only is it one, but an AK gifted into his pocket as well if he wants to go aggro.
Sneaking throughout towards door. Kabal's not even consider this a possibility. Turns his back. Bingo surely falls here. Thing coming through. Finishes well. That could be an AK collected, and Gas is the only one who can really deny it from this position. AK picked up, falling away. Gas all alone in a 1 versus 3. I think this one's done. Surely he doesn't even clear Score here.
God, so has a good look, and he does. Now a 1v2, but the problem is if he commits towards A by means of crossing in towards main, that AWP is going to have him dead in his sights. And even if he swings and kills the AWP, kabal is so there for the trade. Gas has got to go elsewhere, and he will look to do exactly that. He's heading towards heaven, and this is the only place unguarded right now by the IHC side.
He might get a bit of timing here, in fact. I mean, he can wrap through in towards heaven. The attention's being focused back to him, though. Kabal gets some really good timing there. He turned half a second just then towards heaven from main. If it was been even a second later and Kabal would have fallen, it's a different story, but not to be. That's an alternative universe. IHC are up to double digits. First side to hit it, a 1 round lead. And I guess more importantly as well, that they've destroyed the economy of Wings Up. It is a mess over there. No bomb plant means no longevity and means no buy.
(10-9). Wings Up back down to pistols. They run through the molly. The nade's done good damage for kabal. It's an easy 2k, but the backbone to it is look at the HP of these remaining 3. The utility is just so good. kabal, he's got 4. On for the ace. Land, will you give it away? Yes, indeed. kabal, it's an easy one, a flawless one, and a very appetizing one for himself as he makes it 11 for IHC. 5 rounds away from pushing the boat out to 16.
Yeah, I mean, now, of course, we're at the point where things are starting to look all right for IHC. They didn't start looking great at the opening first kind of 3 rounds of their CT side. It was looking a little bit dicey. Much, much better now. For the time being, IHC are in a bit of a comfortable spot. Again, it's a double eco for Wings Up, and this is the second part of it, so it is only just the upgrade of pistols once again. This should be a pretty comfortable mop-up, and they're looking like the 8 hits.
Score, he finds the first, Bartak the second, and the third as well comes in. He's looking for a 3k himself. The hat-trick denied. Bingo will pick up the M4A1S and actually move off of this A site. Thought the bomb plant would have been appropriate after gutting it out, but instead, he wants to attack it at a later date, maybe with his teammate as well, now being in towards close vent.
2 men alive, a 2 versus 3, a double stacking towards heaven for IHC too. Martin's got a pretty good idea, and with just a deep in hand, you can't hope for too much from him. Missed shots, get punished by Blitz, and it's Bingo all alone. I think Annihilation just spotted him.
Nades, it'll be dropped in at his feet, and kabal finishes the job with the AK. 12-9. IHC reiterate the gap back up to 3. For Wings Up, that was an eco, of course, and so for them, they can now rebuy. They can now reinstate those rifles and try and put it to a maximum test with these AKs. There's a Galil on ChildKing, though, but for the most part, it is just a full buy that looks to attack full frontally.
That's it. You're on gap built up. IHC things are looking decent. First full buy in a while for Wings Up, too, as well. They were in a double eco situation. Wasn't looking too pretty for a little while. Now it's okay. Get it all collected is a slight, I guess, hindrance. Well, not the end of the world. It's supposed to come through towards outside, but the hit looking more focused towards lobby.
Slow, but they are going to wait for the util Annihilation to find the first, looking for a second as well as the M4 outputting good damage to Bingo. A man advantage and a safety net gathered already. Wings Up Gaming abandoned ship and they look elsewhere. It is in towards ramp, but a double stack kabal needs to go huge, but only good for one. And we end in a 3v3. Blitz runs through the molly, but it will be his demise. And the spam through the smoke from behind leaves just Bartak in a 1v2.
And this asking so much of him. Trying to isolate, there's the first. And look at that. ChildKing, teammate of Martin falls and he hightails it back over towards the A side. He is flooding his way forward. Wants to prioritize getting that bomb down. Wait, no. This is so smart.
That is genius.
He's gonna double back, surely.
That is unreal. ChildKing could have a really good chance at winning this round. Bartak won't expect a thing. You would have heard the molly. Swings out, and it's an easy pickup. A very nice clutch for the big man of ChildKing. It's his 11th kill. It's been a very quiet one. He's in fact bottom of the scoreboard before that clutch at least, and he's able to take down Bartak, overtakes him, and more importantly puts Wings Up back on the map.
It's an important round, as you mentioned. It puts them back in the conversation. It's one of those, I guess, you know, questions and conversations around now about IHC me being a little bit too comfortable for me. I think they just expected those kills to fall into the hands the way they have a couple of times already, especially over towards ramp. They were truly tested this time, and it didn't work. And that's when now, I guess, things get a little bit more problematic. For the likes of Wings Up, it's a really important round for them because it means it keeps their economy in check. That was the most important thing. They lose that round back to double eco. It's a rinse and repeat scenario. But now they're in the conversation of, at the very least, making things a little bit easier for themselves. Only a 2-round gap to catch up. Win this round, they really damage the economy of IHC and actually make it definitely doable.
Indeed, good sir. Every chance that they can get things done. See what we're made of here in round 23. Having a good look. There's the blueprints, guys. Just, you know, follow that. And you can make yourself Nuke. IRL.
There we go.
And I don't know what's going on. They're playing like Minesweeper on the other whiteboard. Like, you see in the top left there? They were playing like Minesweeper or something? I don't know.
No, that's the, do you know what that is? That is, nuclear fuel cell cores. That's how it works.
You nerd. As if you know that. Are you like trolling me or actually like serious?
No, I'm being genuinely serious. That's actually what it is.
Do you know what? I didn't know that. So you learn something new, people. You know.
It's how they get their energy.
We're not just about watching Counter-Strike. We're here for education as well.
Educational purposes,
and the big man's teaching you. Today, you're learning about that. Tomorrow, I don't know, mate. You learn how to, I don't know, make a fire. Who knows? Round 23. Exactly. You know, from the beginning to now. Does start with a bang. Lands found the opening kill, of course. Kabal taken out of equation. Nicely done, Blitz. Oh, good God. That transfer is sickening. And it's Bingo and Martin left from the man up to the man down. How do the mighty fall? As it's a Galil and an AK now to try and recover a nigh on impossible round.
I mean, now it's down to the 2 remaining of Wings Up. And for Bingo and Martin, what do they do from here? Going back towards lobby. Bingo might get caught back turn. He gets a little bit fortunate. Turning around the score. Needs to be careful. Damage dealt. No frag. Second out. Vasky Bartak laboured spray and he gets punished too.
Mate, he was 1 bullet away and he doesn't hit a single one. Martin's 22 points of health, but he stays alive. The vents drop. They head towards lower, but where does Annihilation lie? He's not on upper. He's towards lower, and it'll be Bingo that walks into it first. Or will it? Because Annihilation's just nailed the flick. USP drawn. The nade is out, and for Bingo, he holds his nerve. It's an 11th for Wings Up, but man, does that come close.
That was very close, and I still think for me, the thing that lost in that round, and I don't mean it's going to be a man while he's down, was ball attack, unfortunately. If he hits that shot, it's 1 bullet. All he has to do is connect with 1 bullet. It doesn't matter anyway. It could have been on the pinky toe. It was more than enough. Because he was so low on HP. And the fact that he doesn't more or less means that they lose that round. If he had dropped that one, it still would have been the numbers in favour of the seats out of IHC, and they could have been able to play the numbers game in their favour, play for the trades, but unfortunately, not the case. Now back to a pause. As for IHC, I think they're starting to feel that pressure once again.
Oh man, it's definitely on, isn't it? I mean, you know you're only 4 rounds away from winning the game. However, you, at the same time, Wings Up Gaming are 5 rounds away from winning the series and knocking you out completely.
That's it.
So,
Imagine.
you know, I don't want to be that guy, but it definitely will be in the back of their minds. Not to mention, the trusted Mag 7's come out, but this is a half-buy for IHC.
For the time being, I think it's safe to say that things are looking a little bit questionable. Kabal's gone to the Mag 7 again. We saw this used so well yesterday. You know, he ended up, wasn't it, 26 kills, I think he finished on yesterday, with that Mag 7, more or less for the majority of the CT side. So, I have faith in the Mag 7.
Yeah? You believe?
Oh, he made it work yesterday. He made it look easy.
Mate, I think he's smoking something!
No!
Annihilation's just delivered a masterclass of a deagle. Looking for more as well. He's hunting heads. And he's just absolutely rattled Bingo and Martin. A corker of a start, and it isn't done just yet. ChildKing sticking around. Annihilation, he's going to be looking to triple up here. He wants more heads. He wants blood, and it will be the jump spot. He will eventually get tagged up, but it's only through the wall and to the leg. So in turn, ChildKing creates some space, and that'll give him a chance to find 2 kills. The response, it's too good for ChildKing, and he holds on to the round. Bartak's got a Nova. If he wants to go aggressive and try and play chase, the chance is definitely there. For Gas, he's got to be careful. Dinked up and tagged down. And he sticks around. And a second kill for Bartak. The Nova will get taken down. But a 1v1. 1 HP basically for ChildKing. Scores on 100. But it's an AWP against the USP. The plant's coming out. And Score's got him covered. It is an eco to give 13 for IHC. What an introduction back into this server.
It's an eco, but it's an Annihilation masterclass. That running double D, what is that from Annihilation? I mean, that's absolutely insane. So far, so good. You've got to say for them. And I guess now we get to a point where for Wings Up, in terms of the morale, that one is a real dark place. I got to say, I mean, it's a really unfortunate situation where that should have been a confirmed, guaranteed round, and it wasn't.
I don't know. Good look, nicely done. Tag, but a kill for Martin, only for Martin. Nicely taken care of. Looking for a follow-up as well. Gas, tagged up. No kills just yet, though, here for the CT side. Lan, Lan. This is brilliant. CZ to the back of the head of Blitz. M4 picked up 5v3.
So far, not so good. Score, going to find himself 1, though. At the very least, making things a little bit easier. ChildKing was holding for rotations, and he won't be giving them, but he can still be a nuisance in from behind.
Bomb set down. Numbers game that falls in favour of Wings Up. The HP certainly doesn't, though. ChildKing. Oh, this is brilliant. He knows Bartak's there. Will he know that Score's going to be here to follow as well? Annihilation's good for 1, but the M4A4 good for the trade. And Annihilation tagged up as well. It could be eco for eco, blow for blow, as the Deagle and Martin looking to do damage. As he swings back in, Land's got the kill. It's 4 out of 5, and it is all 5 dead. Wings Up back in it.
Off the back of a nothing by, once again, I mean, oh, fair play. These egos have been a problem this entire series, and it's another scenario where, for Wings Up, they never should have won that. They never even should have competed in Star Wars that one. It's that wrap from Lando, in behind, dropping out the ramp rotate player. That's what makes things in their favour. Wings Up, steps it down to 1, and the buy for IHC is nothing.
Let's have a good look. Round 26. 4 USPs and a Deagle. One hell of a dream. Let's see. Surely they don't win on this round. It'll have to be in the next when the game's tied up. I don't know, man. It is scary. It is scary, isn't it? How close this matchup is. knife's edge, and already damage being done. Lan walked through the smoke for a fair bit. USP lobbed out, and actually they dipped down towards C. They need to speed up with this play in its entirety. If they don't, it's done. Like, IHC will box them in and get kills.
Time being as well, I guess it's just USPSs, but damage has been dealt. They could be a little bit of a nuisance. Even if they get extra frags, it could be good enough.
50 seconds. Still plenty of time to make their mark in this round, Neo, but surely they know that time is running down. And for Bingo, finding that kill relieves a lot of pressure here at the 40-second mark. Wings Up Gaming have a chance to take this round. ChildKing has a look in vents, no one spots him, and well, look at this, they're right back up towards A. Martin, he's just shooting around. That keeps score a little too long around the vents, and that allows the A site vacancy to be exploited. What a round for Wings Up. They commit one place, they look towards the other.
That's it. One gets planted. Martin going to find one in rotation as well. Kabal will be dropped with relative ease. Bartak might do damage, but I can't expect him to find a kill from this sort of range of a USPS. Surely only get sort of a gimmicky couple of taps, and that's about it. Unless it's Lan going for the aggression, Martin will catch him. And that more or less confirms things. I mean, they maybe potentially had a chance at getting a kill or two, but now with the two remaining of Blitz and score, we can probably pretty comfortably say that Wings Up are going to find 13 here.
Bombs way too far gone. Score having a good look, seeing if he can catch anyone on the exit. That is not going to be the case. Martin and Gas will do it by means of elimination, and we are all tied up, ladies and gentlemen. 13 all, round 27. It is as close as you get. A nail-biter of a BO3, but it could end prematurely with IHC packing. They've got to win 3 out of the next 4 here on Nuke.
13 apiece, and the way things started for IHC, 9-6 on their T side, I was already making the assumptions that, yeah, it's just done. We'll go to map number 3. I mean, what a brilliant T side. But it's the CT side that's been lackluster from them so far.
Scary to think about, isn't it? Lan having a good look with the AWP early doors. Going to be lining much in the beginning of this round. Martin, he's eager to throw this smoke. He's like, he's bobbing, just ready. Yes, tell me to throw it. I will lob it in. And they will do exactly that. It is the diagonal smokes to try and give him a bit of cover at the beginning of this round here, Neo. Let's see what they do with it.
Blitz playing a little bit of aggro as well here. I mean, he's looking for any bit of information to work off. But a sound cue can go for a spam. Actually not going to give away the ruse, though. Those smokes are dissipating. Blitz could have been a problem, but no. He allows them to cross.
Dead silent as of right now. 50 seconds left. Molly dropped in, and they do commit towards Secret. Annihilation good for one, but only the one. ChildKing's response appropriate to leave it in a 4-on-4. Kabal's got a Mag 7, though. This is the problem, is that now that we're in sort of the longer range, the Mag 7 becomes a little more useless, and he will fall only for damage done to 2. Score will at least dial in for a second, and it is a 3v3 with 30 seconds to go. That bomb still needs to go down, and time has actually been bought very nicely to get these rotates on in.
Attack as well. Who's where the bomb's being planted? Nade to come through, and he gets it. ChildKing denied of the plant. Genius. Lan finds himself one, but even still, they're pushing him to the brink here.
Nice nade onto Bartak. Gas is going to be able to set it down. Lan holding the smoke, and he's got the kill. Low time, but it does not matter because Lan has them all. A 4K in the round, and that might just be the nail in the coffin. Wings Up 14, IHC 13. And well, for the major runners, they're on pistols heading into round 28.
This is exciting, to say the least. There's no way. Wings Up up to 14. Realistically, should find themselves 15 here. I'd be very surprised if they don't. And then a lot of conversation has to come around about IHC. Can they deal under this sort of insurmountable pressure of Wings Up being on 15? It's all down to this round. Find 28 and Wings Up win the mental game. Oh no.
Oh, what's going on already? Blitz has found one. Martin at least to trade. Low HP for the rifler as well. Tapping away the feet of Lan. Getting a little bit warm with the CZ ammunition. For the time being, it is quite slow though. It is very thought out. But an AK picked up by kabal. Now this is where boys become men. And well, you know, this could be where things turn sour for Wings Up. They've got to be careful, and they will dispose of it appropriately. Bartak will find one with the CZ, but he's traded out as well. Oh, Annihilation, good for the response, but he himself is gone. And now it's Gas and Lan against Blitz. A CZ up for it, and it is going to be map point, series point, championship point, Wings Up.
Wings Up are 1 moment, 1 round away. I mean, what a story for them as well. They're heavy underdogs not only in this game, but, you know, this entire sort of tournament itself. No one expects them to make it this far. And the fact that even done that is, you know, it's huge for them. It's huge for their name. It's huge for the players. But the fact that they've also taken IHC to not only take map number 1, but 1 round away from taking it in a 2-0 fashion, you've really got to love the story. Attack pause called by IHC, and I really don't blame them, because that pressure must be brutal to deal with.
Well, you took an eco in the last. That is the only thing going for you right now, is that you decided to fight for 15 all, and that's exactly what you're going to be doing in this round here, because you've got rifles, you've got AWP, you've got the trimmings to a decent buy. Problem is, losing this, you are done. As you said, an underdog story, a heroic one for Wings Up. They were predicted to win, or to go out in the last game. Never mind this one. They were 3rd seed, I do believe, heading into this event. If not, at least, you know, the odds would dictate that they were going to be placed 3rd. Now, it's all up in the air. Now it's time for Wings Up to show maybe why they are the hot topic here in Asia.
Wings Up, the underdog story has got to be said, and now, of course, looking like they're going to go for an A here.
Smoke will be used. Great spam for Bartak as he finds 3. IHC aren't done just yet. Lan looking for more as Bartak, in fact Blitz, excuse me, will find it. Martin's good for 1, but in the 1v5 he will only go for 1. And we have ourselves a full 30. Wings Up disintegrated, and this is it. The heroic buy, the effort's now made. Let's see what they got in round 30. What is in their locker?
It's a question now, of course, of, well, do we go towards the big O word, OT? Or are we going to finish things off here 16-14 in favour of Wings Up? It's all down to round number 30 of 30 in regulation, and it's a full buy both ways.
Here we are. A monumental moment, Neo. A chance like no other for IHC to push the boat to OT and to keep themselves alive in this tournament. And they get it done. This round is very much the one that's going to dictate all of this. Minute and 20. Kabal sits on the other side of this smoke as it starts to fade, and he realizes he's got to get out of dodge. Cannot afford to stick around, and for that, he slips away. Wings Up. This is slow. This is where it looks a bit scary, in fact. And, well, tag up. Martin will take 1 bullet to the chest. Kabal dips down towards the lower site, and with a minute on the clock, Wings Up have ramp control.
Gas as well in for the wrap too. He potentially could cause an issue. Kabal tries to dance around both angles. The question is, did he clear the right one? Quick trade, 1-for-1. ChildKing will find out. Kabal, the turn from Annihilation. Doesn't matter, he turns back in time.
Low HP for him, though, with 40 seconds to go. Wings Up. They've got to get this bomb down. ChildKing knows that that's the next, you know, port of call. That's the next chance. And he'll look to do so. Looking at the double door. It's tapped. It's not stuck. Score doesn't decide to swing up in the door. It's tapped once more, and it still doesn't warrant a reaction. 3rd tries your charm. Score thinking about swinging that door open. Doesn't pull the trigger just yet. Lan. AWP on the angle, does see the arm, fires off a bit prematurely. It's a great dink through the wall, and it's big damage done to Blitz. Sure, they're the man up, but there's a gap in the door for ChildKing to exploit. It's Lan with the 2nd,
oh, no.
Martin with the 3rd, and the dominoes fall. And while IHC, your favourites, we love an underdog story here at ESL, and they will be going to Melbourne, to Australia. It's Wings Up, your victors, and they themselves win the spot in Melbourne. That is insane. What a story.
Wow.
Painted picture perfect by Wings Up. Despite the odds, despite everything thrown at them, they are your champions.
No one expected Wings Up to even make the finals. Never mind to take down IHC, the #1 seed remaining, and in what a fashion too.